Hello and welcome back into the kitchen. Now this afternoon I'm going to fix some shrimp Creole for supper. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I have that in my pot. And into the olive oil, to cook until it's tender, I'm going to cook a half a cup each of celery, bell pepper, and onion. And then when that gets tender, I have some more ingredients to add. But I'm going to put I've already chopped my onion, bell pepper, and celery. And I'm going to put it into the pot and let it get tender. And then when I get to the next step, I'll bring y'all back and show you what I'm doing. I got to get some rice cooking because I'm going to serve it over rice. But let me get this into the pot and let it be sauteing down some. And while that's cooking, I'll get some rice cooking and I'll bring y'all back in just a bit. Okay, the vegetables are getting tender, and once they get tender, I'm going to add the chili powder to this pot and cook them until they kind of caramelize. And then I'll add the rest of the ingredients in, all but the shrimp, and let that saute for a while, and then I add the shrimp in. Okay, y'all, my vegetables are soft, and I'm going to add my teaspoon of chili powder, and then let it caramelize down, is what it said to do. Add the chili powder and cook it till it caramelizes. Okay, it looks like it's getting caramelized, so I'm going to add my can of diced tomatoes, and a 8-ounce can of tomato sauce. Give it a stir, let it heat some. And then I will add my tablespoon of Tabasco and Worcestershire sauce. Got a teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of onion powder, and a teaspoon of sugar going in. It doesn't look to me like there's enough juice, so I'm probably going to add a can of chicken broth, but we'll see. I'll let this simmer a minute and see what I've got. I'm going to let that simmer. Be back in just a minute. I've got everything in the pot, and it's simmering, and I'm just going to let it simmer for a little bit, and we will bring you back when I put the shrimp in. It tastes pretty good. I did add a can of chicken broth to it, so I'll read the complete recipe to y'all again before the end of the video, where you can write down what you maybe have missed. Okay, I've added the shrimp, and I'm just going to cook them until they are opaque. It's looking very yummy. Okay, the Creole is done, and I'm going to dish a bowl of it up, put it over some rice, and I'll show y'all what it looks like. Okay, the Creole is done, and it looks beautiful. It's the big old shrimp in it. It has a whole pound and a half of shrimp, so that's good. Okay, I'm going to get a bite taste of it. That is absolutely delicious. That's the red Argentine shrimp. They're very sweet. And then I used Vidalia onion in it, so that gave it a little more sweetness. When I make it again, I'll probably use just a regular yellow onion. But it is really, really good. Now let me get my recipe and tell y'all what I put in it, so you'll have exactly what I did. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and into that you saute a half cup each onion, bell pepper, and celery until it gets soft. Then you add a teaspoon of chili powder and cook it until it kind of caramelizes. And then you add a 14-ounce can of tomatoes, an 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, a tablespoon of Tabasco, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon of sugar, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, and 2 cups of chicken broth, or one of the big cans of chicken broth. And then you let that cook down for a little bit and simmer and all of the flavors blend together. Then you add 1.5 pounds of shrimp and cook it just until your shrimp's done. You don't want a bunch of pieces of rubbery shrimp in there. When they get opaque, they're ready to go. And then you serve it over. I've got white rice, and what I did on my rice, and I do this a lot of time, I put butter in it, and then I put a package of Lipton's onion soup mix and a little bit more salt to taste. But that soup mix gives it a great flavor, and it adds to the flavor of whatever you're putting over it. So that's what we have for today, shrimp Creole. So y'all need to try this and adjust it to your taste. Now, had I thought, I wouldn't have put that teaspoon of sugar because of the Vidalia onions. That's probably where the sweet's coming from. But anyway, y'all go ahead and try it and let me know if you make it. And fix this and get it on your supper table. And sit down with your family and make some sweet memories. I'm fixing to go and have a meal with my daughter and her family. My granddaughter turned 18 today, and we always go out and celebrate with them. So I'm fixing to head south, and we're going to eat Mexican food at Papacita's tonight. So we'll celebrate Lauren's 18th birthday, and my husband is working, so he will come home and he will celebrate eating shrimp Creole. I think that's a good trade-off. Y'all have a blessed evening, and I'll see you again tomorrow.